Welcome to Secaucus, New Jersey, site of the 2002 WNBA Draft. And in just a few minutes, Lynn Dunn and the Seattle Storm will pick first in the 2002 WNBA Draft. Will Bird be their word? I think so. Good morning and welcome to ESPN2's and NBA TV's first round coverage of the 6th annual WNBA Draft. I'm Matt Devlin, and joining me this morning, of course, Ann Myers and Doris Burke. And Ann, this has been the year of the UConn Huskies, a perfect 39-0. They have 4 players that will certainly be first round picks, possibly even top 10 picks. But it all starts with the National Player of the Year, Sue Bird.
She won all the awards last year. At point guard, she is the one player that everybody has wanted. She won all the awards. We talked about that. She can make a difference. And the talk was, is Lynn Dunn going to give up this #1 draft? Well, everybody wanted that #1 draft to pick Sue Bird. That says a lot about this kid.
Doris, while Bird may be the word, she's not the only big name right here in this room.
Quality guard play is always at a premium, regardless of level, and there are still great options after Bird. We'll start with the newlyweds. Stacey Dales, a legitimate 6-foot guard, the most versatile guard, I think, in the draft, can play the 1, 2, and 3. Nikki Teasley out of North Carolina, an excellent passer, great scorer. And then the 3 posts from Connecticut. You've got to look at Swin Cash, Ashja Jones, Tamika Williams, all of whom I think are legitimate top 10. Connecticut will be the first program to have 4 first-round picks.
All righty. Well, Vera Jones, of course, is the 4th member of our broadcast team, and right now she's standing by with Sue Bird. V?
Thanks a lot, Matt. Sue, prior to the draft, all the talk and the hype about being the #1 pick, you said you're taking it all with a grain of salt. Well, here we are just minutes away. Has the pot gotten any sweeter?
I don't know. I'm just really happy to be here right now. A lot of talented players out there. Whoever goes #1, congratulations. I'm excited to see who I'm going to be playing for.
We're told 150,000 people showed up, fans showed up after you won the NCAA tournament. Talk about your Connecticut fans a little bit.
They're definitely the best in the country, definitely in my book. They're pretty crazy, But it was a great day. The parade was a lot of fun. I got hit in the head a few times with the ball, people trying to get stuff signed. But, other than that, like I said, it was a really great day, and I'm just glad we could go out there and, show our appreciation for what they've done for us.
Well, finally, with all that said, I mean, you got the 39-0 season, the championship, Wade Trophy, Naismith, you're everything all world, and here we are finally at the WNBA Draft. How does that even measure up? How does it fit in terms of your excitement level?
Well, it's pretty important because it's going to determine where I'm going to be for the next few months. But just to touch on what you said, without my teammates, I really wouldn't be here right now. So just want to give them a special shout out.
All right. Well, Matt, the draft's just started, and already it's gone to the Birds. Back to you.
You got that right, Vera. Now let's go over to the president of the WNBA, Val Ackerman. Val?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the NBA Entertainment Studios here in New Jersey, site of the 2002 WNBA Draft. I'd like to extend a very special welcome to all of our friends who are tuning in on ESPN, NBA TV, and in Canada, and to those who are following the events today on WNBA.com. Our 6th season tips off on Memorial Day weekend with the addition of some of the greatest college players we've ever seen. These talented young women, many of whom are here today, represent the very best in women's sports. So let's get things underway. Seattle, the first pick belongs to you.
All right, the Storm are on the clock for the 2nd straight year. Lynn Dunn and company will have the top pick in the draft. Sue Bird is seemingly just a couple of moments away from becoming a member of the Seattle Storm. Welcome back at the NBA studios here in Secaucus, New Jersey, and a lot of trade talk. A lot of trade talk last year when Seattle had their first selection. They decided to go with Lauren Jackson. They did not trade the pick. I spoke with Lynn Dunn just a couple of nights ago in Seattle. She said they had deals on the table with New York, Detroit, and Washington, and in the end, she wanted to hold on to this pick.
Well, Washington was ready to give up the 3rd and 4th selections. That was not enough. New York was ready to give up multiple starters and Madison Square Garden. That was not enough. And obviously for New York, if Torrey Phillips wasn't in the equation, Lynn Dunn didn't want any part of that. I think the reason being 1 guards with the complete package are so hard to find that Bird's value is just too hard to give up.
I think it's hard for exactly Lynn Dunn to say, you've got a player like Sue Bird, and again, we talked about all the other coaches in this league wanting Sue Bird. They wanted to get that #1 pick. And when you have somebody with this talent to be able to lead Connecticut to 2 national championships, she won all the awards last year, it's tough to give a pick like that up.
Seattle last year won 10 games. How much better does Sue Bird make them?
I think she makes them a lot better. And again, people have to realize this is a very young team. Lauren Jackson, Tamika Randall really made a difference with this team last year, and they've got some good young talent, but chemistry is going to be important.
How many W's possibly for them? An extra 5 maybe?
Well, you remember, the WNBA is not a rookie league. That's a fact of the matter. But Sue Bird makes any team better right away.
All right, we have to go to Val Ackerman, and she has the first selection for the Seattle Storm.
With the first pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Seattle Storm select Sue Bird from the University of Connecticut. The Detroit Shock select next.
All-American, the National Player of the Year. This was expected all along.
I think 2 things make her exceptional. Number 1, she's a scoring point guard. She can give you help putting points on the board. And number 2, she's got the temperament and the presence and the personality to lead. People will follow Sue Bird.
She does. I had a chance to see her play out on the West Coast when Connecticut came to UCLA. She was a freshman, and she made a difference. I mean, not just with her scoring ability, where she can shoot anywhere on the floor, but her defense, her passing ability, her ability to get her teammates involved. And there's a leadership quality out there that people just respond to.
Career 45% three-point shooter, 89% free throw shooter. You can't ask for much more in a point guard than Sue Bird.
You know, here's the thing. I talked to Lynn Dunn. She said we have a 5-year plan. This is year number 3. It's a nice way to get into that 5-year plan with Sue Bird, isn't it?
There's no question. It's just, she gives you what she needs. For her first 3 years, Sue Bird was not interested in scoring. Why? Because she had talent all around her. She comes to her senior year, Connecticut needs scoring, so she ups her scoring to 14 points a game.
Well, let's go to Vera Jones with the #1 pick, Sue Bird.
Well, as I said, it went to the Birds, and it's official now. You are the #1 pick, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. How do you handle that pressure, or what do you see as your biggest concern going in?
You know, there is a lot of pressure, but if anything, I hope all players thrive on that, and that's what I expect to do. You know, I'm just going to go in there. It's going to be a learning process. You're going to be playing with a lot of great players, so, you know, hopefully I'll just be able to learn and accept the challenge.
Well, your teammate, or now teammate anyway, Lauren Jackson was the #1 pick last year. What do you know about her, and how do you think you can combine and see if you can come up with some W's out there in Seattle?
She's Australian, I know that. Other than that, no, I've seen her play a couple times. Obviously, she's a great player. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to working with whoever is out in Seattle. I'm very happy to be going there, so I don't know, we'll see what happens.
All right, well, this strange guy just wandered in. You know him, Coach Gino Auriemma. Congratulations on the national championship. You feel that proud papa feeling right now?
Yeah, well, it's difficult because you're happy in one sense that you know, things worked out like they had planned, but you also know that you know, you're never going to get a chance to work with them anymore. So yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Well, you have 3 more players coming up, so you probably have more like a quadruplet feeling actually coming up. We'll be able to talk to Gino a little bit later, but right now, let's get back to you, Matt.
All right, thank you very much, Vera. We're now joined by Storm head coach Lynn Dunn from Seattle. And Lynn Dunn, if you can hear me, I want to know why you decided at the end of the day to go with Sue Bird.
Well, it wasn't at the end of the day. I think all along we've had her at the top of our list. There wasn't any doubt that we felt like she was the premier player in the draft. The biggest challenge was evaluating all the trade offers, and the more the offers went up, the more I realized the value of Sue Bird in the first pick.
Lynn, congratulations. Given the multiple starters that were offered to you for Sue Bird, is there any chance now that once this draft is complete, you would still consider trading Sue?
No. Absolutely not. That's not even going to be thought of.
Lynn, with the type of player that Sue Bird is, and in the WNBA, we've seen in the past that the point guard has not contributed a lot offensively, but Sue Bird certainly is a special kind of player. How does she fit into the offense here?
Well, Sue Bird is the type point guard that doesn't come along very often. I've compared her to a blend of Jennifer Azzi and Dawn Staley. I think Sue's probably going to be our point guard in 2004 in the Olympics. I certainly believe that we couldn't pass on this opportunity to take this type of scoring point guard that's a winner and bring her into the Seattle Storm.
Well, thank you very much, Lynn Dunn, and all the best this summer in Seattle.
Thank you.
All righty, Detroit's up next, and here is Val Ackerman, president of the WNBA, with their selection.
With the second pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Detroit Shock select Swin Cash from the University of Connecticut. The Washington Mystics select next.
In speaking to him late last night, he realized he was holding all the cards. Everybody knew that it was going to be Sue Bird #1, but there was a lot of discussion. A lot of people felt, was it going to be Stacey Dales #2 or Swin Cash? And he decided to go with Swin Cash.
Well, early on, he loved Swin Cash. Why not? 6'2", athletic, runs the floor, rebounds with reckless abandon, has improved her game every single season in the Connecticut uniform. We thought he might go with Dale Schumann because he needs a guard. He's got two players that may not come back in Jay Kingy and Claudia Maria Das Neves. But I think Swin Cash and all her upside is just too much for him to overlook.
Well, exactly. She's got too much going for her as far as what she's able to do. She runs the floor so well. She goes to the basket. She takes high percentage shots. She works hard. You cannot take away her work ethic. She's going to get the basketball. Her defense is tremendous. She's quick. She can play a lot of different positions. Ava Nemkova, we don't know what her situation is going to be coming back, so she's playing a great position for them.
Let me ask you this. How does she fit in with Ashja and also Wendy Palmer?
Well, I think she can fit in beautifully because what Swin has done over the course of her career is add a 15-foot face-up jump shot and ability to go off the dribble. Ashja is the same kind of look, but Swin plays with passion. She rebounds, and in this league, you've got to be able to board it.
All right, let's go over to Vera Jones with Swin Cash.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Now, before this, you were really, really nervous. I'll go ahead and tell on you. How do you feel now? I mean, the anxiety is over. You know where you're going. You're going close to home, which you said would be really neat and really important. How do you feel?
Well, if you can see my legs right now, they're shaking, but I'm really happy. I'm ecstatic, and I'm just really grateful and blessed to be here right now.
Okay, now inside you're going to have some help. I know you've had a lot of help in your college experience, but Ashja, which you're going to have to learn how to say, first of all, inside. But how do you see yourself fitting into this program in terms of your style of game?
I don't know much about Detroit, but I know that what I can bring to the table, and hopefully, you know, I can bring a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of heart, and just come out there and try to work hard and fit into the program and win some games.
All right, well, congratulations. Swin Cash. Swin Taylor means amazing woman?
Astounding.
Astounding woman. Okay, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Vera. Well, 4 UConn players and 2 have already been chosen, and the Washington Mystics are on the clock. In fact, they have the next 2 picks in the draft. For the Mystics, the only constant has been change.
During the Washington Mystics' first 4 seasons in the WNBA, they have been a portrait of disarray. 4 years, 5 different coaches, and never anything but second division finishes. But through it all, the Mystics have had the most rabid fan base in the league, leading the league in attendance every season. Last year, the team brought in Australian coach Tom Marr, hoping his fresh approach would mesh with the team's 2 superstars, Nikki McCray and Tamika Holzclaw. But it was another last-place finish and another year of turmoil, forcing the Mystics to tear up the blueprint and start again. Marianne Stanley is the new head coach, and the Mystics have brought in Tennessee coaching legend Pat Summitt to help redesign the team around Holtzclaw in today's selections. But will the Mystics finally turn the corner and build a champion for the loyal MCI Center Crazies? That remains a question.
All right, real quick, where do they go? They have back-to-back selections. What do you think?
Nikki, Teasley, Ashja Jones.
Well, that's what we've heard. Nikki, Teasley, Ashja Jones. They need a guard in the backcourt, and they got to get some size on the outside to run.
Really doesn't matter which one goes first. If those are the 2, we'll find out. Here's Val Ackerman.
With the third pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Washington Mystics select Stacey Dales Schumann from the University of Oklahoma.
A little bit of a wrinkle into it because Dale Schumann was somebody that they felt could possibly be at Portland, number 5. Portland 5 were really thinking. That really kind of throws that wrinkle. Linda Hargrove was hoping that she would be there, but you don't know. A deal could be in the works. That's something that we don't know. So obviously they like Dale Schumann. They just traded Nikki McCray so that adds somebody to their backcourt.
Well, what's interesting about this selection is Washington wants to be an up-tempo team, and they don't view Stacey Dales necessarily as a legitimate one guard. Now, can she push tempo? No question. Her skills are unquestioned. Her ability to play big in big games is phenomenal. 1,700 points, 700 rebounds, 700 assists. You're getting the package here, no question. I'm just a little bit surprised they didn't go with a Teasley, who's more of a push tempo sort of point guard.
Well, we also thought that Teasley being from Washington area that they might go with Nikki Teasley, but there's no question that Dale Schumann was involved in that talk as far as taking her. You talked about her not being a specific point guard. I think she can lead them at that point guard position. With her size, she can defend out there, and she's a terrific passer, and her defense is really good, too.
All right, Vera Jones has a 3rd overall selection of the WNBA Draft.
Well, congratulations, Stacey. April 19th, I'm sure, is going to stick in your head as a date for a long time. But April 13th has a ring to it, too. Can you tell everybody what happened on that day?
I got married. I was more nervous on that day than I've been ever in my lifetime. So this is exceptional, but that was a pretty big day for me.
Well, it's a beautiful picture there. Rightfully so. You should be nervous. But now it's time. You know exactly where you're going. Kind of close to home, Canada. Talk about playing in the 2000 Olympics for the Canadian national team. Did that experience, you think, help you for what you need to be prepared for the WNBA?
That experience was really a pivotal point in my career in which I was able to gain a lot of confidence, play against the best players in the country, and carry that confidence to college. And I'm excited about the fact that I've had to play in that physical game, and I know the WNBA is a very physical game, and that experience will help me, I think.
Everybody talks about how versatile you are, being able to play the 1, the 2, or the 3. Where are you most comfortable?
I just play wherever coach puts me. I like to go wherever I can and help out. That's the type of player I am. I'm the player that wants to do what needs to be done, and so I'm excited.
All right, Stacey Dales, now Stacey Dales Schumann headed to Detroit. Congratulations. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. As we mentioned 4 months ago, the Mystics dealt All-Star Nikki McCray to the Fever for the 4th pick in this year's draft. Who will Washington take with that selection coming up next? Ashja Jones here?
I think so. Looks good.
Well, we got the first one right. All right.
It was going to be a guard, though.
Yes, you're exactly right there. Let's go to Val Ackerman. She has a 4th selection for the Washington Mystics.
With the 4th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Washington Mystics select Ashja Jones from the University of Connecticut. The Portland Fire select next.
They wanted, as you said in talking to Pat Summitt, they wanted to go up the gut, and this certainly helps out, doesn't it?
Ashja Jones is just a sensational player. I think she'll be a better pro than she was a college player.
She's a strong, durable player. She never missed a game in the college at UConn. She can play so many positions, I think, because of her size. She's strong inside. She reminds me of a Kim Hampton, a young Kim Hampton, because of her strength inside.
You know, you talked about being a better pro, possibly, than a collegiate player. Gina Auriemma agrees with that.
Yeah, I think the reason being Ashja is one of the more versatile players you'll see. Face-up jump shot of 15 is outstanding. She is their best and most consistent post defender. She's been the most consistent player. Gina Auriemma said in the papers a couple of weeks back, Ashja Jones is representative of everything Connecticut is about. She plays hard. She does whatever the team needs. She rebounds the basketball well. And I think as a pro, offensively, she's got the most to offer of those 3 posts.
Hoseclaw averages close to 9 rebounds. Bullet better than 7 rebounds. And now you add Jones into the mix.
Well, you've got size inside, but she runs the floor so well, and she's strong. And plus, she's got range. She can kick it out.
All right, let's go over to Vera Jones. She has, of course, Ashja Jones.
Yes, indeed. Ashja Jones, not a cousin, but I will be soon, hopefully. Ashja, congratulations. Just talk a little bit about this. Has been a dream of yours, you told me, for a really long time. And you also said that you'd like to go close to home, and Washington works just perfectly for you.
Right. I was really excited about going to D.C., have family there. My family's not too far away, and my friends will be excited to come visit me.
All right. Well, joining Stacey Dales in Washington is Ashja Jones. Matt, we'll go back to you.
Thank you very much, Vera. We're now joined by Pat Summitt, the new player personnel consultant for the Washington Mystics. And Pat, first off, let's start with the 3rd overall selection. Why Stacey Dales Schumann?
Well, Stacey Dales obviously is one of the most versatile guards. Marianne and I talked about the fact that she can play 1, 2, or 3, and she said she'll play any position the coach wants her to play, which is music to our ears. And I think watching her passing skills, she can score. She's had the international game and the experience there, and obviously she's a winner. And just watching her on tape the last few days, I said there's not a more versatile perimeter player in this pool.
Pat, how much time do you see her getting at the one guard's position specifically?
You know, Doris, I think that certainly Stacey can play the one, but she is so talented. She's excellent in giving the ball up in transition, and then she can move anywhere on the floor and make plays for us. So I think a lot of that will depend on how we blend this talent that's returning with a new player like Stacey, and certainly we think she's a great fit.
Pat, you know this game so well, you know talent so well, but this is the first time you're having to define the pro talent compared to the college talent. How does that all work for you?
I tell you, Annie, it's been a lot easier because we've played against so many of these players, and just having had that experience throughout the last 4 years, and obviously watching a player like Stacey take Oklahoma to a championship game, and it's players that we're very, very familiar with. I think it's been an interesting process, but something that certainly we've enjoyed, and I've enjoyed working with Marianne, and we feel really good about our 2 picks.
Well, thank you very much, Pat. We appreciate you taking the time, and all the best.
Thank you.
All right, joining us now, of course, the WNBA Rookie of the Year, Jackie Stiles. Portland is on the clock next. We won't put you on the spot, okay? We won't put you on the spot here, working for WNBA.com. Portland is coming up. What did they do? They desperately wanted Stacey Dales Schumann. What do you think?
Well, they say they need a big one. Why? Because Jackie Stiles is at the 2, and maybe right. She might be better guarding the point guard. So I think they need a big one. Maybe Nikki Teasley here.
Maybe Nikki Teasley. What do you think, Annie?
Well, they've got great size inside, so they'd like to get something big on the perimeter.
All right, let's go to Val Ackerman. She has a selection.
With the 5th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Portland Fire select Nikki Teasley from the University of North Carolina. Minnesota Lynx select next.
They wanted a big guard. There it was. Not necessarily the guard that they had #1 on the board, but Nikki Teasley can do so much. You talk to so many different coaches around the league, and they say she is the most talented player in this draft.
I think what Nikki Teasley brings better than anybody else is an understanding of passing angles. A 6'1", she's going to remind people of Magic. I know that's a little bit over the top here, but in terms of being able to see over defenses, understand passing angles, which at times is a lost art, and you have to find Jackie Stiles. She will find her.
Well, and Nikki Teasley's a player that can score. She can shoot the 3. She took a lot of 3s at North Carolina. But again, defensively, she's out there. They just want her to play consistently.
Well, you play off of the basketball. Allen Iverson, like basketball, have you been compared to in the past? So now you have Nikki Teasley running next to you, 6'1". It's a nice matchup in the backcourt, isn't it?
I'm extremely excited to play alongside Nikki Teasley. The thing about her is she makes everybody better with her passing skills. Just an incredible passer, and who wouldn't want to play with a guard like that? So I'm very excited about our pick.
Career 34% free throw shooter. They're athletic inside. Their posts run up and down. So Nikki can push tempo. She flourishes in the open floor. Sensational off the bounce in the half-court set. Nikki is a great pick here.
All ACC first team, All-American honorable mention, holds UNC's all-time assist record. You don't mind having somebody like that in the backcourt, do you?
I can't wait.
All right, well, Vera Jones is waiting with the Portland Fire's first selection.
You know, Matt, before the draft, I'm telling you, of everyone that was nervous, this woman was cooler than the other side of the pillow. She maintains that, still very, very cool. Is there some excitement that has now been created now that you know exactly where you're going, Nikki?
Well, actually, I started to get nervous once the show started. Like, my heart's trying to jump out of my chest right now. But I'm really excited. I'm definitely happy about going along and play with Sylvia Crowley, who was also my assistant coach, and also play with Jackie Stiles and LaQuanda Barksdale. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
University of North Carolina, you are their career assist leader. You got a lot of people to distribute the ball to. One of the most important is probably going to be Jackie Stiles. She said a lot of nice things about you. What can you say about her?
She's a great player. She works very hard. Her game speaks for itself. It's going to be very exciting to play with her, and I'm just happy.
All right. From the other side of the pillow, the coolest woman I know, Nikki Teasley. We'll go back to you, Matt.
All right. Thank you very much, Vera. And we appreciate Jackie Stiles taking the time. And that's a nice combination in the backcourt, isn't it?
It's going to be a strong combination because a lot of people have felt with Jackie Stiles, maybe with her size, got hurt defensively. But she said the way they played defense. But you look at Nikki Teasley, she may lead in assists at the ACC, but also in steals.
The next selection, Minnesota, Sheila Lambert was a name that we heard so often until she was injured. Somebody that possibly could have gone second to Detroit. Quite possibly, is this a space where Brian Agler may decide to take somebody and wait? He waited on Svetlana Abrasimova a year ago.
I think so. And Lambert is the kind of player whose ability to play at this level is unquestioned. She's the fastest player in the draft, but I think you have to take a serious look at a Tamika Williams. He runs a motion offense. Tamika Williams, there's an art to collecting junk in this league. Latasha Byers comes to mind. Tamika Williams, it's no fluke that she shot 70%. She does whatever is necessary for her team. She's a space eater inside, but she can step away. She's probably the most versatile defender in the draft. Annie, that wouldn't be a bad spot, nor would Lambert.
I look at Williams and Deanna Jackson as far as looking at a versatile player for this Minnesota team, the way they run the passing game. And Tamika Williams, again, she can play defense on 1 to 5.
All right, let's go ahead and find out who Brian Agler decided to go with. Val Ackerman has a selection.
With the 6th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Minnesota Lynx select Tamika Williams from the University of Connecticut. The Charlotte Sting select next.
You mentioned Tamika Williams. We said top 10, first round. How about top 6, all 4 of them? It is certainly the year of the UConn Huskies.
I think Tamika Williams probably didn't get as much recognition as the other 3 players for Connecticut. But this is a kid that, as I said, played defense in any position. As Dora said, she has shot the ball well. She was National Freshman Player of the Year, and probably maybe some injuries throughout the course of her college career. But she shoots the ball, takes high percentage shots, and top
70% for her career.
And that's no mistake, because she just gets great position inside. Her offensive rebounding capabilities. Remember, this is a team that has a lot of weapons offensively. Katie Smith, Betty Lennox when she's healthy, and Svetlana Abrasimova. You want somebody who's team-minded and doesn't mind not taking shots. Tamika Williams is a perfect selection for Minnesota and Brian Agler.
Svetlana led the team in rebounding at 6.7, so this is a great presence on the inside.
It is. She runs the floor so well. She'll fit perfectly into the kind of offense that Brian Agler has. And again, defensively, she can defend. I've seen her throughout college defend point guards all the way to the post players, and I think that's crucial.
All right, Vera Jones has Tamika Williams. They're gone, all the UConn players.
Tamika Williams, last weekend, you celebrated a birthday. Happy belated birthday. We're going to send you out to Minnesota. How do you feel about that?
I'm feeling great. You know, Svetlana's out there, Katie Smith, somebody else from Ohio. Great opportunity, great team. I'm feeling good.
It's got to be pretty exciting. What about you and Svet getting together again?
Well, you know, I played with her for, 3 years. Minnesota's going to need somebody to play a little defense, so. So she's going to kill me for saying it. No, Svetty's a great player, and, you know, I heard that she wanted somebody from UConn, so she gives me she's pretty lucky.
All right, they talk about you shot 70% from field goal. I mean, what is it about you that has that knack of always being around the ball and knowing how to score?
In the blue, Jamel Elliott, always in the blue. I just, you know, they really work on us at UConn with getting position in the lane, and I think I just do a pretty good job of it. I have a lot to work with.
All right, Tamika Williams, congratulations and happy belated birthday. We'll send it back to you, Matt.
I think so. Hear from Svetlana about that one, no question about it. All right, we have Brian Agler, the head coach of the Minnesota Lynx, talking about the type of player Tamika Williams is.
Obviously, Tamika coming from Connecticut, we know that she's going to have that great mentality that we like in terms of emphasis on teamwork and winning. We think Tamika is extremely versatile defensively. Watching her play, she had the ability to go out and defend perimeter players. She also had the ability to defend some of the better post players in the country this past year. And the other thing about Tamika, she might be as good an offensive rebounder as there is coming out of college this year. And, you know, those 2 areas we could use some help in.
Well, he ended up with her, the person that he wanted, Tamika Williams. Eastern Conference champion Charlotte Sting are on the clock. Charlotte acquired the pick yesterday in a deal with the Miracle. Orlando received Clarice Mashingwana. Kind of mixed reaction around the league about this deal. A lot of people believe that Charlotte came away with the steal here.
Ann Donovan is my early pick for GM of the year because this is a great trade. Clarice Mashingwana in 4 years in the WNBA, 3.8 points, 2.1 rebounds. Now, she's an excellent athlete, folks, and I think she's yet to live up to her potential. But to get a number 7 and then a number 9. Ann Donovan has done a great job here, Ann.
Well, and D. Brown, he was telling us his first year as coach now with the Orlando Miracle, he wanted to go young, but he also wanted to go with somebody that was experienced. He didn't want to get a draft pick, so he's going to try and go with that. But again, I think Charlotte got the better deal.
We spoke to Ann Donovan last night. She said we have the luxury of waiting for Sheila Lambert, and this is why we're here at the 7th spot to select Sheila Lambert.
Yeah, I just talked to her this morning. She said she will take Sheila if she's available, and at the number 9 pick, she may trade away for somebody.
Okay, let's go now to Val Ackerman.
With the 7th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Charlotte Sting select Sheila Lambert from Baylor University. The Cleveland Rockers select next.
A lot of people felt she could have gone number 2, except for the injury. And, of course, went to Baylor University. They have the luxury of waiting. Why? Because they have Dawn Staley.
Well, she's 5'7", a good ball handler. She can really handle the ball as far as in the open court. She passes the ball well, almost 7 assists a game, almost 20 points a game. So she can score it, pull-up jumper, and she's going to be fun to watch on this team when she gets healthy. She has the luxury of playing behind Dawn Staley and learning the game.
Fastest guard in the draft. You have the luxury now of trading away Kelly Miller. She can handle. She's explosive off the dribble. A capable shooter, 31% from three-point range. All you could want.
Second overall selection last year was Kelly Miller, and obviously things didn't work out. In fact, Ann Donovan did a great job with her second selection in the draft, which was Tammy Sutton-Brown. So obviously they now have the point guard that they desire, and now it just depends on when is she going to be ready. A lot of people think it's going to be around July.
Well, that's a scary thing, I think, for most GMs, because Tamika Catchings was supposed to be ready mid-season last year. She re-injures herself. As you said, the luxury of time is something Ann Donovan has.
Well, we have an injury update right now because Vera Jones is standing by with Sheila Lambert. Vera?
Yes, indeedy. I have the scoop. Now, I missed that WBCA All-Star game, but I asked around, and by far the name that came out as the player that was performing the best was you, Sheila. What were you thinking when you went down at that point?
I was just happy it wasn't my knee, first of all, and I was just telling myself, why now, not during the season? You know, it was kind of a critical moment, but you know, I didn't cry, so that was good.
Which is, you broke your fibula. I cry when I break a nail, so I mean, I know exactly where you're at. Talk a little bit about your opportunity, though. I mean, this may be a blessing in disguise that you will actually be able to kind of learn the process in the WNBA behind Dawn Staley.
Most definitely is an opportunity. Dawn Staley is a terrific point guard, and I think I'll learn a lot from her, you know, just behind the scenes, you know, on the court and stuff like that. I can sit back and kind of evaluate things, how coach wants things, and actually get a little bigger, you know.
All right, well, congratulations to you, and we'll send it back to you, Matt.
All right, thank you very much, Vera. One of the reasons why Charlotte moved to 7 is because they felt that Cleveland was going to grab Sheila Lambert. However, in talking to Dan Hughes, who did a marvelous job last year, WNBA Coach of the Year, he said, I'm not locked into a point guard. I have Merlakia Jones who can handle the point. Penny Taylor can also handle the point. She's playing point guard right now in Australia. And, of course, Helen Darling just had triplets. And you have Jen Rosati as well. That will be controlling the point as well. So now does he move away from that and go in a different direction?
Well, he has the option to go to the perimeter. Again, somebody like Deanna Jackson, and I mentioned even Nemkova with the wrong team in Detroit, but in Cleveland, I think that that's still kind of a question mark. She was injured most of the year last year, but he has that luxury as far as a point guard position to be able to go somewhere that's going to be a good athlete out there.
Our sincerest congratulations to Helen. I'll send that out to her. I wish I could send a nanny. I can't do that. But I think you look at two things here. Either Shonzinski Gortman as a one who showed the capability and willingness to play the one and also the skills to play the one, or you look at a Deanna Jackson because Ann Waters will return late from her professional league. You need somebody who can fill in there. Deanna Jackson's a player who is leading the country in scoring and rebounding. Dan Hughes said she's sort of like a Rusha Brown, but with perimeter skills.
Whoever goes there better like playing D.
Yes.
Because they can play defense in Cleveland. All right, Cleveland is, their time is up, and here's Val Ackerman.
With the 8th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Cleveland Rockers select Deanna Jackson from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. The Charlotte Sting select next.
Dan Hughes said that she was a wild card in his opinion, and there was one name out there. He said, hey, I'm not going to tell you about it, but there's a name out there, the player I really like, and this is a player injured, fell off of kind of the national scene, went to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and because of that injury, did not participate in the pre-draft camp, and so there were some questions about her.
Well, the exact same injury as Lambert, but this is a player who was 80% earlier in the week, running, shooting, doing drills. There's a possibility she'll be ready to play by the start of the season. Passing may be her best skill. 6'2", 159, can shoot it, can go put it on the deck, Conference USA Player of the Year, but passing and her face-up skills may be her best ability.
Well, and that's going to be important, obviously, with the way Cleveland runs, but the defense, like you said, I think she's a player that can not only play that 4-3 position, she can really do some different things for them.
So for them, you have Merlakia Jones and Melvin and Waters and also Brown, and so they have that mix in that core group. But as I said, the big thing for them is defense.
You've got to be able to defend, and there are some second-tier guards available later. Maybe he gets one, who knows? But as you said, Penny Taylor can play the one. There's no question. She gives you a big guard. Jen Rosati, I think, for 20 minutes is the ideal backup point guard.
They average as a team close to 16 assists a game, and the highest person individually was just 3.5, and that was Helen Darling. All right, well, the Charlotte Sting are on the clock. When we return, they'll make their second selection, and then, yes, the Houston Comets will be up. Win a chance to take a summer road trip to see your favorite draft pick play in the pros, or win a trip for two to the All-Star game? It's easy. Go to WNBA.com, fill out this form right there, and you will be automatically entered to win. Log on right now. Ann Donovan said she possibly has a deal in the works. Well, let's find out right now, because Val Ackerman has Charlotte's second selection of the first round.
With the 9th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Charlotte Sting select Shonzinski Gorman from the University of South Carolina. The Houston Comets select next.
You spoke to Ann, and she said possibly you'll do something here, take this selection, and maybe move it. Do you think that that's going to happen?
I think there's no question that Gortman is now not a need for her, so this is probably a deal we'll hear shortly after this draft is over. But Gortman is a very skilled basketball player. She had a great pre-draft camp, solid athletic ability, great defender, and but I just don't see them keeping the selection.
No, I totally agree, and not only talk to Ann Donovan, but some other coaches as far as maybe some trades, because Gortman is the type of player who can play the 1-2, and she also can play the 3 because of her defensive ability. She's known for her defense, but she can shoot the basketball. She goes to the lane great, gets inside, she's fast, she's strong, she's left-handed. She creates a lot of problems for players because of her size and her reach. But for Charlotte, I think this is going to be a team that's going to be looking for trade.
All right, they have Stinson, they have Feaster, they have Staley, so it's not necessarily what they may need. Gortman, first-team All-SEC, AP, All-American honorable mention, and, of course, a WBCA All-Star, and she's standing by with an All-Star of her own, Vera Jones.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Well, Shonzinski, this has got to feel good. I know you said to me earlier that it was always a dream of yours to play in the NBA. That's before the WNBA came around. How do you feel now that there's a W to play for?
Yes, I think this is a blessing to be able to play in one of the best leagues in the country. I think that it's going to be a great experience, and I'm just ready to experience it.
Talk a little bit about one of the things that everyone likes so much about you. Number one, you had a great pre-draft camp. Your name came up a lot. But you have the ability to play the 1, the 2, or the 3. When people are versatile like that, sometimes it almost gets tough because you need to focus. Where do you like to play the most?
I think I'll become a center, but no, I'm prepared to play 1 through 3. Any position my coach wants me to play in, I'll be ready.
All right. She says she'll be ready, Matt. We'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Vera. We're going to head inside the war room of the Houston Comets, and Van Chancellor's team has won 4 of 5 WNBA championships, and he's always talking big. Now he actually has a pick that matters.
He does. He's got Michelle Snow and Danielle Crockroom, I think 2 players, and also Tawana McDonald. Some good size to look inside and to fill in that post position.
What about Michelle Snow? 6'5", yeah. Showed an ability to rebound it with authority, and always turns over the right shoulder, but a nice pick there.
All righty, well, Houston has high hopes this season. That's because 2000 WNBA MVP Cheryl Swoops is returning after missing last season with a knee injury. Swoops is entering this season with one thing on her mind: a WNBA championship.
There's not a doubt in my mind now at this point that I will be able to come back and be the old Cheryl. Not to say that that's going to be the first game back or the second game back. I think it's going to take a few games, but there's parts of me that thinks I'll even be better than I was prior to. Not to mention the fact that our first game is against the defending champions, the Sparks, the fans, everybody. That's probably one game. If they don't watch any other game, that's probably the one game they should watch, is when we play LA our first game.
That's the biggest boost that he'll have this season, getting Cheryl Swoops back. But you mentioned Michelle Snow. I mean, that's somebody that, you know, he wants size. That's size.
I think she really fits into what his needs are, too. I mean, you can look at Cockrum. She's a little bit more physical, but at 6'2", you don't have the size that Michelle Snow gives you. And Snow shoots over 50%. The only player to dunk 3 times in college.
Tawana McDonald, the name that's out there, but I think Michelle Snow will find out right now. Here comes Val Ackerman.
The 10th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Houston Comets select Michelle Snow from the University of Tennessee. The Utah Stars select next.
Michelle Snow, life is good. You go from one power program to another power program. Knoxville to Houston. Not a bad deal.
In the Chicago Combine, she was so at ease, so happy, and she was so relaxed, getting along with everybody, and she really had a great showing. Also, you have to remember that Van Chancellor coached in the SEC for 18 years, and he knew what Michelle Snow would give him.
Oh, no question about that. He also is an analyst on SEC basketball, so guess what? He knows this player very well.
He might get the first player in the WNBA to draft. 2 collegiate dunks for Michelle Snow, 6'5", great athlete, runs the floor. Here's what she did in Chicago. Rebounded and showed the ability to want to play physical basketball. She loves to turn over the right shoulder. She's got a jump hook and a turnaround jump shot. The one concern for coaches coming in were inconsistencies. Night in, night out at Tennessee. It wasn't always there. Next level, she's getting paid for it. She's got to produce.
All right, we're joined now by Van Chancellor. And Van, is this a player that you wanted all along, Michelle Snow? Van, are you there? Can't hear. He can't hear us, which is all right. Little technical issue. We'll get that solved. Right now, no technical problems over there with Vera Jones.
Well, you know what? I'm going to answer the question for Van. Yes, indeed. This is one of those players that he wanted for a very, very long time. Do you like jewelry? Because out there in Houston, they've got like 4 rings, and you might be that missing link, especially on the inside, to help out Tina Thompson a little bit. How do you feel about going out there?
I feel great. I talked to Coach Chancellor during the camp, and he seemed really interested. And I told him, if you want me to rebound, whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to do it, and I'm ready.
All right, well, here's the big question. If I don't ask this, and all the fans will be disappointed. The dunk question. Obviously, you've done it in college, and are you going to be the first person to dunk in the WNBA?
Whether I'm going to be the first, I don't know. When God gives me the opportunity, I'm definitely going to take it.
Okay. Well, all right, that's a good answer. A very, very good answer. Last but not least, not just the dunk, but you also have the ability, you said, to maybe show yourself a little more, not forced to play on the inside, but you have an outside game and can even shoot the 3. Is that right?
Yes, I can shoot the 3. I can play facing the basket, and I think that's all credited to my family and my uncles back home, and hi, everyone in Pensacola. But they just really worked with me, and I think that really paid off.
All right, well, clean out that jewelry box, because I think there's an opportunity here with Houston. Matt, we'll send it back to you.
All righty, thank you very much, Vera. I don't necessarily think that he needs you to shoot the 3. We'll find out. Here's Van Chancellor. We have everything worked out. Van, the player that you wanted all along?
I don't think there's any doubt we needed post-help, but you might as well tell Michelle Snow she won't be shooting a lot of 3 balls here in Houston. I can tell you that right now.
I figured as much, no question.
Talk about the dementia she'll bring and her performance at Chicago, Van, and how much did that weigh into your decision, the fact that she rebounded the basketball with authority there, and did the inconsistencies in college concern you at all?
Well, let me tell you, when you're picking in the 10th spot, you're going to always be able to take that player and find something wrong with them. We couldn't. In Michelle Snow's case, we're not worried about her inconsistencies. Her shot blocking, her ability to score. She's 6'5". She won't get any shorter. She's got an 80-inch arm span. We just liked everything about her.
You know, Van, you finally drafted a player you can mention and say the name.
Yeah, you know what's amazing, and we drafted a player that we can actually pronounce her name, Michelle Snow. She's an American. Let's get excited. It's going to make everybody in Houston happy.
What kind of things does she have to learn, though, coming into this league?
She better learn to bring it every night, or she'll be sitting over there with me. That's just the way WNBA basketball is. See, the inconsistencies doesn't bother me. So when you're playing for pay, you're going to play every day. And I think she'll step it up. She'll rebound. She'll give us some offense, and that's all we need.
All right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time, Van, and all the best down in Houston in the upcoming season. It's great to have a coach that says, this is what I want out of you, and this is what I'm going to expect. And guess what? All she needs to do is replay that tape, because she'll know what she needs to do in the summer of 2002 in Houston. Val Ackerman is ready for the 11th pick of the draft. Utah is up.
With the 11th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Utah Stars select Danielle Crockram from Baylor University. The Sacramento Monarchs select next.
The Utah Stars under Candy Harvey, an excellent season a year ago. This was a team 19-13. They made a deal yesterday involving Corey Halede to the New York Liberty, and they end up with Crockram.
Well, this is a player they wanted all along, and a player they felt like they had a real shot at getting. And Danielle Crockram, 6'2", 165 pounds, great athlete, runs the floor. And according to Candy Harvey, who actually recruited Crockram when she was at Texas A&M, she said she rebounds with the Yolanda Griffith mentality. And for them, if they rebound and run, they can compete in the Western Conference.
She's always around the basket. Natalie Williams has had a little bit of an injury, so they wanted to go big. They wanted to get somebody inside that was going to be aggressive on the boards, but also Crockram can shoot facing the basket. Almost 10 rebounds a game and 18 points.
Well, set a single-season school record with a 347 rebounds and double-doubles with 19, and 6'2". That'll certainly work well for them.
Well, her showing against the WNBA veteran team and USA national team, she was hitting shots against Tori Phillips and Lisa Leslie, and that went a long way to helping Candy Harvey make the selection.
And some question, too, stress fracture, you know, there with Natalie Williams, and so this is something that they needed. We got to move on. Last year, Yolanda Griffith and the Monarchs were one win shy of advancing to the WNBA Finals. Is Sacramento just one player away? Their first-round pick is up next. Welcome back to the 2002 WNBA Draft. Sacramento is on the clock. The Monarchs may be looking for some guard help because starting guard Edna Campbell, unfortunately, has been battling breast cancer and will be out for at least a portion of the season, Annie.
Well, I had a chance to talk to her last night. I called her, and Edna, our thoughts and prayers are with you for a quick recovery. You talked about getting back into your uniform before the season is over, but you've been a tremendous asset to the WNBA, and we know you're going through radiation treatment, and everything's going to be good because you've got great support, not only from the WNBA family, but your own family and friends. So good luck and God bless.
Real quick, where do you think they'll go, Doris?
Hampshire to MAGA.
All right, we'll find out. Here's Val Ackerman.
With the 12th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Sacramento Monarchs select Hamshatu Maiga from Old Dominion University. The Indiana Fever select next.
You had a direct line with Maura McHugh, didn't you, on that one?
This is a player that just impressed everybody, arguably the best player at the pre-draft camp. She's a lock-up defender, 6'1", long, athletic, can guard, and her upside, Annie, on the offensive end is tremendous.
Well, it is. I talked to Maura McHugh and Jerry Reynolds, and they were talking about maybe getting a little bigger on the outside. They've got that three-guard offense, and at 6'1", she's so versatile. She really helped herself at the Chicago Combine the way she played, and also a three-time conference defensive player in their conference in the Colonial Athletic Association. But she can not only score, but she's tough on the boards. She has versatility to go on the outside, which a lot of people didn't know how well she could put the ball on the floor, but she can take it to the hole.
Think about this. You got to guard the likes of Shamiqua Holtzclaw and Cheryl Swoops and all those other solid threes in the league who are athletic, can go off the bounce. Well, Hamshatu Maiga has got the lateral quickness to guard anybody and the length to guard anybody. The career 52% free throw shooting sort of concerns people. Is she a capable shooter? But Mwani Mabika was an inconsistent shooter. Now she's deadly. The upside on Maiga is great.
ODU, now they have two out there in Sacramento. Tisha Penichero, and here's Vera Jones with the selection.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Well, we talked earlier, and we talked about playing close to home, but you're from Mali. There is no close to home for you, so you're probably just pretty excited just to be in the WNBA.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited about it.
And we just mentioned about Tisha Penichero. What do you think about going out there and playing with her?
I always wanted to play with her because when I came, that was when she left. So that's an opportunity for me. And also, I know that is Yolanda, other great players, and I'm just excited for the opportunity to go there and learn with them, from them.
All right. Well, my notes tell me MVP in clubs in Northwest Africa as well as Senegal. Playing overseas, do you think that has helped you or prepare you for the WNBA, or how has that helped you?
Yeah, I can say it helped me because I play against some of the best from Africa and in Europe too. And coming to college was a huge difference, and being here has helped me a lot. So.
Well, congratulations to you, Ashja, too. Very exciting. She's going to do some work out there, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. The Fever select next. They acquired the pick along with Bridget Pettis from Phoenix for Gordana Grubin. Whoever Indiana selects will have a chance to play with the Fever's #1 pick from last season, Tamika Catchings. And Tamika Catchings is ready to go, isn't she?
Well, you get a great 3-4 player. Here's a versatile kid, can shoot the long-range ball, can rebound it with anybody in the league, Annie, and you're adding with Nikki McCray 2 people who can score.
Well, I think one of the best things that happened, well, it wasn't the best thing, but the fact that she did stay out all season long because she got that knee ready. She is so much stronger. Her three-point shooting is tremendous. I mean, she's always been a great defensive player. She plays with such wonderful heart. And Nell Fortner told us that she can kind of switch it back and forth to the 3 and 4.
Yeah, thinking about playing her at the 4, and one of the reasons why is because Yogita Srimakita is not coming back, and so obviously they are looking for somebody in the post. And where do you see them going right now with the names that are left on the inside?
Well, I think the players that are gone are the players that Indiana was looking for, but I'd say Tawana McDonald because she gives them size inside.
That's the last name on the list that's left that Nell gave us yesterday. So.
All right, Tawana McDonald. We'll find out. Here's Val Ackerman.
With the 13th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Indiana Fever select Tawana McDonald from the University of Georgia. The Utah Stars select next.
As you mentioned, she was the last name on her list, and she ended up with Tawana McDonald. They need that size on the inside. You have Kelly Schumacher that is already there, played at the University of Connecticut, a first-round selection from a year ago, and now you add Tawana McDonald.
Well, I think with Schumacher and now Tawana McDonald, who's a thicker body than Schumacher, you've got a great shot-blocking tandem. You can play her at the 4. She's going to rebound it consistently. She's an excellent defender. You have to appreciate Tawana McDonald for her defense and rebounding. The offense has not been there consistently at Georgia. The foul trouble would concern me a bit.
She struggled this year, but you have to go back to how she entered Georgia and just was gangbusters those first 3 years. She shot the ball well from the floor. She can rebound like anything, but again, she broke Katrina McClain's all her block shot records, and I think that that's really a key to that defense inside for Indiana.
She was a player that obviously going into her senior season a lot of people felt would be a top 10 pick, and here she is sliding a little bit, and we'll find out from Nell Fortner. Nell, joining us now from Indiana. Thank you very much for taking the time. Nell, was this the name that you thought would be there, and what can this player do for you, Tawana McDonald?
Well, if you look at our board right now, Matt, you'll see Tawana McDonald at 13, so we were anticipating that. I think she brings a lot of great size inside. It's something that we need. She comes from a great program that has a lot of pros in this league. They play in a great conference, and we think Tawana McDonald is a great addition for the Indiana Fever.
Now, can you talk about where she fits in? Because one of the things that you talked about that you were so impressed with Connecticut was their interchangeable parts. How does your front line, how is that interchangeable?
Well, I see Tawana McDonald more of as a 4 player, 4-5, as opposed to maybe moving out to the 3. I don't see that happening. But it allows us to play Catchings more at the 3 instead of having to use her at the 4 primarily. So that helped us with that situation right there without your Gita Strimakiti coming back. But we're excited about the size that Tawana McDonald brings, and also playing in a strong SEC conference. She's ready for that physical aspect of the WNBA.
Nell, your first year coaching last year, you were the young coach. Well, now you still have a young team. I mean, this is a new team coming back with Catchings. You've got McCray on the team now. You got McDonald. You got Pettis. So talk about how this is all going to be a transition for you with this team.
Well, we're real excited about it. We feel like we've got now 3 first-rounders, Catchings and McCray coming in as
looked at its first-rounders, and now Tawana McDonald. The addition of Bridget Pettis brings tremendous energy and defensive intensity to our team. Just the experience. McCray brings great veteran leadership, so will Pettis. Now we've got Rita Williams, who's been in the league many years. I have to consider her a veteran. We've got Olympia Scott, Kelly Shoemaker went overseas and got some good experience. So I feel really good about our depth and just that we're a year older and just feel better about what we've got.
Nell, thank you very much. Running down the entire roster right there, giving us everything. We appreciate it. Well, yesterday, Utah traded Corey Halede to New York for the Liberty's first-round selection. Who will they take with that pick?
The WNBA season on ESPN tips Saturday, June 1st, when Lisa Leslie and the Sparks travel to Charlotte in a rematch of last season's championship. Watch the league's best compete Monday, July 15th at the 2002 WNBA All-Star Game as East meets West in our nation's capital. The WNBA season closes with the playoffs starting August 15th. The top 8 teams go head-to-head to see who will go the distance and walk away with the title. Get ready for the WNBA on ESPN.
All righty, the Sparks and the Sting, they tip it off June 1st, the All-Star Game July 15th, and then, of course, the playoffs begin on August 15th. Utah with their second selection here in the first round and potentially looking for somebody like a 2-3, and Val Ackerman has their selection. Val?
With the 14th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, Utah Stars select Lanisha Caulfield from the University of Oklahoma. The Miami Soul select next.
So Caulfield from the University of Oklahoma, a guard. They just traded a guard, Corey Halede, and they get back a guard.
Well, it's not really a surprise because at 5'9", she's a tough defensive player. She can shoot the three. They've got Marie Ferdinand at that position, Jennifer Azzi at the point. Caulfield will come in and play the tough defense behind Marie Ferdinand and kind of learn the game right now.
Sherry Cole told me this morning, her coach at Oklahoma, she said there's not a thing Lanisha can't do. She can defend. She's an outstanding defender. She can shoot the long-range shot, over 30% for her career. Go off the dribble, get to the rim. She's an excellent free throw shooter, and she can pull up and shoot the mid-range jumper. So there, an aspect of her game, there's a weakness. I'm not sure there is one.
All right, up next, the Miami Soul, and Ron Rothstein, the head coach general manager of Miami, did an outstanding job a year ago, and only their second season brought them into the playoffs, 20-12. He has done an excellent job of putting together this roster. A year ago, he brought in Ruth Riley, and Ruth Riley in a rookie season averaged close to 7 points and 4.5 rebounds. Where do you see the Miami Soul going? Potentially Lene Williams, who averaged better than 22.5 points at DePaul University, a name that could be there.
Well, and it could, and I think Tamara Moore out of Wisconsin and also Brandy McCain out of Florida, because the ball handlers give you some points and a terrific defensive player.
Needs a backup 1 and a backup 2-3, all those names. Perhaps also a Rosalind Ross, who showed incredible toughness. She does have the knee situation, possible surgery to whatever franchise gets her, but all of those names certainly in the mix.
They certainly have a team. You have Cherise Sam, close to 14 points a game. Brondello, 12.5 points a game. Baranova, more than likely, is going to join the team a little bit late, so you're missing out on 11 to 12 points right there. But this is also another defensive-minded team.
Yeah, you have to be able to guard for Ron Rothstein, no question. And remember, in a similar situation to Cleveland, he does have some options. He can slide Sandy Brondello up to the 1. So Lene Williams, a player who's a proven scorer and can stretch the defense. One of the coaches compared it to Reggie Miller's ability to shoot the basketball with that kind of range and consistency. So that's impressive.
And Williams had a chance to really express herself in the Chicago Combine again, where coaches could really see on a more intense level as far as what she was able to achieve. Put the ball on the floor, go to the basket, shoot the threes.
Moore or Williams here? I mean,
There's a combination of a lot of different players that he could go to.
Tamara Moore is a defender. Her offensive game is limited. She cannot shoot the long-range shot with consistency, but she's long, she's athletic, she guards, which for Ron, you've got to be able to do. It should be interesting.
All right, Val Ackerman has the Miami Soul's first selection.
With the 15th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Miami Soul select Tamara Moore from the University of Wisconsin. The Los Angeles Sparks select next.
So Moore will head south to Miami, Madison to Miami, the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Defense, defense, defense.
Well, and Ron Rothstein did tell me that she shoots the ball. When she gets an opportunity to get her feet set, he likes her ability to shoot the basketball, and he's got some scores in the backcourt with Brondello and Cherise Sam, so maybe not necessarily what he needs, and she can go off the dribble, but I think it's her defense that maybe is most attractive to Ron.
Well, more average, 16 points a game, and also 6 assists. So she passes the ball, she distributes it. She can shoot the 36% from three-point range, but she's going to come in there and play tough, aggressive defense, which is Miami soul. That's what they love to do, and playing behind Debbie Black like that.
Debbie Black? She's a point of attack right there. She stops it. She's like the wall. And then, of course, you have more that'll fit in nicely.
Well, I think Ron, as we've always talked about, has done an amazing job coaching this basketball team. Into late last year, New York, Cleveland, Miami were all fighting for that top spot. He faded a bit down the stretch, but I think with an improving Riley, you've got the heart of your lineup. You've got some good bigs inside. Now you add some guard help.
Next up, the LA Sparks. Be interesting to see the way they go in a couple of minutes. The best team in the WNBA will try to get better if that's even possible. They were 28-4 a year ago. The Sparks and the league's MVP, Lisa Leslie. That selection up next. Want to win a chance to take a summer road trip to see your favorite draft picks play in the pros, or to win a trip for 2 to the All-Star game? It's easy. Go on to WNBA.com. Fill out this form, and you'll be automatically entered to win. Log on right now. And NBC will tip off its coverage of the WNBA over Memorial Day weekend on Saturday, May 25th. The defending champion Sparks will raise their championship banner over the Staples Center as they host the New York Liberty at 3 o'clock Eastern. And then on Monday, it's a return to Cheryl Swoops as the Comets host the Sparks at 3 o'clock. Val Ackerman is ready as she walks out to the podium. Brandy McCain?
Possibility.
I say Angie Welly. Talked to Michael Cooper last night.
All right, we'll find out right now.
With the 16th pick of the 2002 WNBA Draft, the Los Angeles Sparks select Rosalind Ross from the University of Oklahoma. The Indiana Fever select next.
Rosalind Ross, a name that we did not hear, certainly a name that we heard a lot about because of what the University of Oklahoma accomplished this year. A lot of people felt Brandy McCain, as you mentioned, Angie Welly. So here it is.
Well, she's a good athlete. Michael Cooper's looking at the athletic ability that she has. Again, a tough defensive player. Tamika Dixon has had some foot problems still bothering her from last year, and this kid can come in, not only shoot the basketball, plays great defense, which is what the LA Sparks like to do. She runs the floor, she can distribute the ball. She's a point guard, which a lot of people, we talked to Sherry Colin saying that, hey, she can lead a team.